Hey, what's happening? It's been a
Yeah,
long
man.
time.
It's been quite a little bit. I'm pretty sure you.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you have much to discuss.
I have a lot of moving stuff to do to talk.
Okay, we can do that.
Life.
I have not heard from Chase yet. I sent him a
Okay.
message, and but I mean we'll get rolling on what we got. If he responds, then I'll just add him to the call. Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
I'll add him to the call. What are you
I have a lot of life, huh?
What are you playing?
Do you know they have seasons and season 10 on Diablo?
I've heard about it. I have not played in quite some time on either console.
But I'm playing, and at least you don't have to start all. I mean, you got to start a character all the way from the beginning,
Uh,
but at least you don't have to play the story mode all the way from the beginning. You can just go right into rifts.
okay. Well, that's cool. Well, I mean, when you first start, though, you can't really do like riffs, right? Like you can't really.
You can't do hard rifts. No, you got to start in. You got to start in like the low level rift.
Okay.
But at least you can start. You don't, or and you can start doing quests. You don't have to just. You don't have to go right into doing the story mode, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I would say so. Chase said he wanted to play, but right now where he
Mhm.
is, he doesn't have internet. So he said he found his disc because he got hit a little while ago. And had a bunch of stuff taken from him while he was at his in-laws crib. So he said he found his disc. I still got mine, and you know me, I still got it on
And I
both.
got yours.
I still got it on both consoles, so I'm straight. Um,
But yeah, man. I mean, I enjoy. You know what? It makes I've enjoyed playing this again, and once the move happens, are we recording?
yeah, well, I mean, we might as well record.
Oh,
It's Sarcasm Live. Pimp's in the building.
what's up? What's up? It's nice to be back.
You're roboting a little bit, but we got you. Um, and so it's a I don't know, it's one of those things that I want to get into, but I haven't played much in the way of games lately. I've been watching a decent amount of TV when I actually have time to myself, because right now I'm preparing my place for Pooh Bear. um I'm preparing my place for Pooh Bear and trying to keep all of this stuff rolling, and it's just been a lot.
Well, I've only been lucky enough to play really this week because last week was my official last week of working two jobs, and this Saturday is my official last day of working in the hospital I work at.
Okay, and so the move is happening midweek, right? Next week.
The move happens on Thursday of next week. So David is Scoba one is flying in on Tuesday, and we're gonna me, him, and a few other people. We're gonna pack up the U-Haul and start driving back.
Okay, so you're driving the truck. Who's driving your car?
We're towing it on the back of the U-Haul.
Okay, so it'll just be the three of y'all in the truck.
It'll be the three of us in the truck for 18 some odd hours.
Damn, that's a long time.
True, but we'll have a lot of shit to talk about, and we'll have a lot of stuff to do, and
you got 18 hours in a truck with a smoker.
well, no, he only smokes on the little. He only puffs on the little thing, so that's not that bad, though.
Oh,
He don't smoke regular cigarettes anymore. He only does that thing you guys do, the vaporizer.
okay. Yeah, I'm vaping now. I just turned it down so you couldn't hear it that loud.
Okay, so but are you ready for this? Okay, I hope you're sitting down,
Okay.
and I hope the listeners are sitting down when they listen to this.
Okay.
My rent here was going to go up another $100 to $1,600 a month.
Good grief.
My rent in St. Louis will be $650 a month.
Wow.
I don't have to work two jobs to live in St. Louis.
That's great.
I will,
And you get
and I
and you
got.
get and you get paid more money than you got from your main job, right?
I'm going to get $10 more an hour than what I got from my main job from the place I'm going to work up there. And to top it off, I'm going to work Monday through Friday with an occasional possible. I think he said every third weekend.
Okay.
Um, but
Are you still working overnights?
no, I'm going to actually work 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Wow.
So like Thursday night podcasting, I won't be getting because it'll be 8:30 your time by the time I get off.
Okay.
So podcasting at 9 o'clock would be impossible because it would take. I wouldn't even be home. But that's something we can figure out. But I will be off weekends. I will be off on the weekends, and I will have a normal person's life.
I will. Hopefully sometime soon I will have something closer to a normal person's life, because when I become a manager here, I won't be working. I won't be working every Saturday. Of course, I have every Sunday off, but I won't be working every Saturday, which will be great. Because a lot of the managers around here have pretty much have every Saturday off unless something happens. Like my manager where I work now, he switched with me. I work Monday and he's working Saturday for me, so that I can get Pooh Bear straight when she gets here Saturday around noon.
Okay, cool. See, and you're still doing the storage thing?
Yes, I'm still in storage. I have an apartment that's on site, which is cool. It's a lot smaller than my previous places, but it's enough for me most of the time, and it'll be enough for me and Pooh Bear. And right now, this place is tiny, like really tiny. Like I'm giving Pooh Bear the bedroom. It's only a one bedroom. So
okay.
Pooh Bear has the bedroom, and my computer setup is in here also. Pooh Bear is probably going to do a lot of her playing Minecraft and The Sims and all of that stuff in here. I'll probably end up moving my laptop and my podcast setup somewhere else, probably in my dining room, because I have yet to eat at my dining room since I've been here.
Wow. Now, how big is your place, if you don't mind me asking?
What do you mean? Like square footage?
Is it one bedroom? Yeah, one bedroom, two bedroom?
It's a one bedroom. My bed and stuff is in the living room right now. When Pooh Bear's not here, I considered moving my bed in here and moving her bed into the storage until she comes back. But I'm like, I'm not worried about that. I mean, I've kind of settled into the way that things are. Because when I actually physically moved all of my stuff here, it was a weekend I had Pooh Bear, so Pooh Bear was already in here. So it was no point of me switching everything around. Like when the summer is over, it's possible that I might switch my stuff back in here until I have her, or more than likely what'll happen is during the school year, I will resume going back up there for weekends instead of Pooh Bear coming all the way back here.
Okay.
Because I'll be making more money and stuff like that, and hopefully the money will be good enough. And my rent's dirt cheap, like dirt cheap. Like I mean, I pay Section 8 prices for this apartment as opposed to what I was paying before. So hopefully it all works out and everything should be fine.
Cool. Now you're still in the same area though, right?
No, I'm in Richmond.
Oh wow.
You don't listen to the show very much, do you?
Dude, can I tell you something? Honestly, I am so behind on podcast. I just have not had any time.
I'm behind on a lot of Friends podcasts, so I don't blame you.
This. Do you know, just to make a move this big and to do for the simple fact that I'm out of state trying to get a job in another state, how much back and forth paperwork and how much time it takes. And the first, when I went up to see Dave the first weekend, I should embarrass him, but I'll be nice.
No, not here. Don't do that here.
Yeah, I should embarrass him, but I'll be nice. He's a great guy, but we did have to do a lot of work the first day I was there. Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
But he did drive. And now let me tell you what, though. He was awesome. He drove me around, and we went around St. Louis. And the first place that I got for rent while I was there, they said that they had to do all the background checks and they had to do everything like that and the credit check. And for some reason, my credit score didn't meet their expectation. Now, granted, their rent was like $1,200 a month. Ooh. They were far out. They were like 30 minutes from where I was working.
Oh, no.
But I knew that it was what my wife would like, and when Dave was there, he was like, he also knew it was what my wife would like, you know. So we have to sometimes make the wife happy. And they waited till I got all the way back to Florida to say, "Oh, look, you know, you're not going to be approved. Sorry." Now, you know, trying to find a place over the telephone is a real bitch.
Yeah.
The hardest thing in the world is trying to find places over the telephone.
Yeah. Because you're so far away, they want to see you and they want you to come see the stuff, and you had to go all the way there for a job interview and all this. Man, that has to be rough.
Yeah, and I just didn't have the money to go back up there because the hospital did help me get it. The hospital is really great up there. They actually gave me a list of their preferred renters.
Okay.
Because I guess the hospital there, they use a lot of agency people, so they give the agency the list of who they have as a preferred renter, and I was able to get into with one of the preferred renters.
That's cool. Did you had to tell them, hey, I'm moving here so I can work at this hospital and stuff like that, so they understood?
Well, I had a letter from the hospital that said that I was an employee of the hospital, what my start date was, what my salary is going to be, and all that other good stuff.
So when do you actually start there?
July the 10th.
July the 10th. Wow, you got some time.
I'm sorry?
You got a little bit of time to set up your place.
Not really. I mean, not really. I got 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks more than most people have.
No, it is. No, well, but the first week when I get there, I've got to go, and I have to go in on Monday right to the place at 10 o'clock, and I have not orientation, but I have the drug screening and a bunch of other little things I have to do.
Okay.
I got a 2-hour thing I have to do with them, which is a normal process of processing your paperwork for a healthcare employee, which is fine. And then, I got to get my TB test, and then I got to go back Thursday, I believe, to get that read, which is that's fine. But yeah. And then you figure while I'm up there, because you only got, I think, at least in Florida, you only got 2 weeks to get your license changed when you move.
Wow.
So I can go up there and get a Missouri license, driver's license or whatever. That way I have, that 2 weeks is going to be a busy 2 weeks. Plus I got to set up internet, have cable come out and set up cable. The place that I'm getting is smaller than I'm going to need storage. Hello?
No, we still here. I was listening.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get a storage.
I had to chase to the call.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I got to get a storage place when I get up there, and figure out what part of this stuff I'm going to put in storage and what I'm not putting in storage, because I have a lot of shit.
Yeah, I realized that all of the stuff, when I moved all of my stuff up here to Richmond, Chase, mute your mic if you're setting up. Chase.
Yes, I'm here.
It sounds like you're punching your microphone.
Oh, no.
When I moved up here, I realized how much space that I actually needed, because I had a pretty large unit in Newport News because it was all of my girls' stuff in there, and I only had a little bit. But then I had to put all my stuff in storage, where I ended up needing a much larger storage than I thought. But now I still have that unit, but there's I took out a lot of my stuff, but since this place is so much smaller, I'm probably gonna have that storage for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean that was something I wasn't expecting, because I just wasn't expecting that I was gonna have to get a storage. But it is what it is. Even if I have to keep my stuff in storage for 1 year or so while I find a place, but it's easier to rent for a year or two while I look for a nice place.
I don't blame you.
Chase, how's it been? How's it going? What it is?
It's been pretty crazy, man, since we last talked on the Xbox. Dude, I mean, if you've been catching up with the podcast, you probably already know, but...
No, he's behind on the podcast, but I told him you got ganked.
Yeah, Scott told me you got gacked.
Yeah, my Xbox is gone, laptop, PS3, and then wife didn't feel safe where we were. Then a bunch of other stuff went wrong, like we got a bad leak and the landlord really wasn't doing nothing about it. And then so we we're going to move to Kentucky, and then that job fell through, and so we're kind of squatting at a place, and actually we can kind of stay there for the whole summer at least. So, and we had some pretty good news. We found out that that the baby's going to be a boy. So
yeah, and I know
congratulations.
You already picked out a name, but I'm like, yo, Michael is a great name. Like
Harold's a better name.
Michael Harold, Michael Harold Langdon.
That sounds like that's a good fucking name right there, bro.
That is a really good. Or you could say Harold Michael. It sounds better with Harold Michael though.
No, it doesn't. No,
it does. I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
No, yeah, it does.
But you've decided on the name already, right?
Yeah, and so Amber said that it's going to be that, and that's what it's going to be. And then James is a part of my family's name, so it's going to be Riley James. And actually, I don't.
That's
think
a shitty name.
That's how country is fuck.
Yeah. What kind of name is that?
My name is Riley James Langdon.
He sounds like that damn wrestler, that one wrestler who's like the crazy dude.
Now
Randy Savage.
You told me that you got into wrestling lately.
I just started getting into wrestling, man. Yeah, but he sounds like that crazy Bear Wyatt guy. That guy.
I haven't watched wrestling in so long. I vaguely have an idea of who you're talking about because I periodically I'll play that wrestling game on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a wrestling game where you play a match 3 game and they're wrestling up top.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that game. Well, you have wrestling on your Xbox. You
Yeah,
have WWE 2K. You have WWE 2K17 or 16 or whatever on your Xbox.
Yeah, I was surprised because I know they gave it away to us for free for like a weekend, but one day I was just kind of messing around and the shit worked. When my internet was down, I was just messing around and the shit worked. I'm like, what the hell just happened here?
Because they sold it for like $20, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm like, well, you know what? It's $20.
So let me ask you this: did you buy NBA 17?
No,
because for some reason
there was no need to.
I know you said you have a disc, but for some reason my download still works.
Oh, cool. Well, maybe because they gave it away didn't they give it away for free, or don't they give it away for free?
They did it for a weekend, but I started it. I didn't play anything, but it loaded and it was like it was working just fine. So I don't know what happened, but it seems to be working. But I haven't played very many games at all. During the last week or so. Only thing I really played, honestly, was one day I was sitting here, I was bored. So I started singing on Rock Band because I don't have my instruments. My instruments are still at my girl's house, but I have my microphone. So I started singing on Rock Band, and oh man, let me tell you what I did. So
don't tell me the acoustics there are like so awesome.
No, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm awesome. I don't need acoustics. I'm awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome.
But I decided to start off with a Soundgarden song. I think it was Black Hole Sun. I started off with Black Hole Sun because I still listen to Chris Cornell's Scream. So I still had Chris Cornell in on the brain. So I was like, I'm gonna sing a Chris Cornell song. That should not have been the first song that I sang. It was bad. Like I got like I posted screenshots of all of it on Instagram. I was bored, so every time I did a song, I posted a screenshot. But yeah, I got like a 92 or something. But I was singing on Expert, and that was not a good idea. So I lowered it back down to hard, and I was putting in work. Okay, I got a 94 on Expert. But then again, I didn't realize that unlike Rock Band 3, the song title was not in that box. So you don't know what song I was singing. But it was Black Hole Sun that I tried to sing on Expert, and I got a 94. Then I lowered it, and then I was cooking. And let me tell you, I was killing Living on a Prayer until I got to the end. And at the end, it's just the chorus looped, and you got to hit the wow. And my fat ass ran out of breath. I took a breath in the middle of one of the things, and then I got a 99. I was mad as hell, yo.
That's okay. You're worth a 99.
Word. But
Yeah.
I bought a couple of songs, and I 100%ed 3 songs that night after taking a break. And
And this is Rock Band, right?
yeah, this is Rock Band 4.
This is what you have all the DLC and all the extra shit for, right?
Yes, but Rock Band 3 is where I have the custom songs.
Okay.
So
Well, no, because if I buy it, I could buy Rock Band 4 and just download all the songs from you.
pretty much, yeah, I got a bunch of songs. Like I got all kinds of shit. So have at it, have fun.
Well, because I was thinking about buying one of those once I move and all that crap.
I'm gonna tell you this though. I have a ton of songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you download all of those songs, the Xbox does the pop-up every time you download something for each and every one of those songs. So it's like, I got like 400 and something downloadable songs.
Damn.
So I turn my Xbox on, I let it run, I turn my Xbox on, and for like an hour, it just kept popping up. This downloaded, that downloaded, this downloaded, that downloaded. I just turned the damn Xbox on, turned the sound off, and I walked away for a while and just let it sit there
Just let it go.
and do all of the notifications. So yeah, but yeah, man, I got a ton of stuff. It's all kinds of stuff. So you're good.
Okay. Well, Rock Band 4. I mean, I got a $50 gift card, so maybe I could find one on sale.
Yeah. What have you been playing? Since I just talked about mine. What have you been playing?
Who, me or Chase?
You. I mean, you're the one that ain't been here for a while. We know what Chase has been playing.
All I've really been playing is, as I said, they got the season mode now on Diablo, which I started playing this week. Mm-hmm. And once I get the move done, I would like to get together and have a game night, one night a week maybe, of Diablo, and just sit here and have fun and try this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I bought the Division because I bought it for somebody who never showed up for the Division game nights. I bought it because I was having a conversation. PlayStation? Yes, I bought it on PlayStation.
Oh, okay, because I still have that on Play. The problem is that a couple months ago, I packed up my PlayStation because I'm like, well,
you don't really play it.
The wife let me move because we wanted to use the extra room up there as storage. So that way, as we were packing, we would just start putting boxes in there. So it's like, okay, so she said I could move the Xbox or the PlayStation, one of them downstairs. And I'm like, well, what one am I playing the most, and what one do I have the most fun with? And it's like, well, you know what? Basketball is on here, and if I ever do play, I like to play basketball, so it would be better for me to bring this downstairs, right? Mm-hmm. And we packed away the PlayStation, and I haven't played that in freaking 3 months.
Yeah, I barely play mine these days. I did play for a little while when I thought that there was going to be a Division game night, but someone kept flaking on me. And
I don't know who you're talking about.
Me neither. Me neither.
Well, you know, Chase. I guess maybe because. But didn't he say he got his PlayStation crap?
No, his Xbox got stolen.
Damn, he kept his PlayStation.
His PS3 got taken, but he had his 4 with him where he was. That's why that didn't get taken.
So why would you keep the PS4? I mean, why would you keep the PlayStation and the Xbox, man? Why would you just take one?
Well, the reason is we stayed for like a week, and I wasn't planning on staying for that long. The only reason I put it with me is because I just got Persona 5, and I was like, I really want to play it because I just got it. And then I was there for a week, and normally I take most of that kind of stuff because I'll be like, I might want to stream or whatever. Because actually one time when I went up there for my son's birthday, all the kids, we did like a little Rocket League tournament, and I recorded it with the computer and whatnot. So I do a lot of that kind of stuff even when I'm like away, you know what I mean? But that time I was only supposed to be there for like a night. And
okay.
So, and they also stole all my PS4 games.
They stole all your what?
All my PS4 games that were in a wallet. And but there were few that were in the cases, and they didn't take any of the cases. So, and I also didn't get Diablo 3 stolen. And the reason for that is because I was playing Diablo 3 when I got Persona 5, so I just popped it out of the PlayStation and put it in the Persona 5 case, and I brought the Persona 5 case with me, so that was with me as well, even though I didn't play it. But actually, we have been playing Diablo 3 a little bit lately offline. I can't play the season, which really sucks because I really do want to get into the seasons. But so Amber has actually beat Diablo, like killed Diablo, so we can actually doing the higher difficulties with her. And I've been working.
Let me just interrupt you for 1 second. The armor that they got for the season stuff looks awesome.
Yeah, like that's what got me really excited. To like it breathes like really even though that I didn't even need that fresher breath of fresh air in Diablo for me to keep playing it. That's just like icing on the cake to have this like Destiny Division addictiveness on top of what I already liked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is just... Well, you know what? I stopped playing Destiny because it just got boring.
Right. I mean, but I mean, it's like the very Destiny. So
I think Destiny Division and Diablo, the triple Ds. Man, I wish I had some triple Ds in front of me right now. But don't say that out loud. Don't say that to my girl at all. But all of those are better with friends.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but you know the biggest problem with like Destiny is if you have friends, if they go through the raid Monday or Tuesday, by the time you can get on to go through the raid, they've gone through it and now no one wants to go through the raid. Or they've already done all of the weekly bounties or whatever, and now no one wants to go through those weekly bounties with you.
That's why, like, my favorite time in Destiny was like last summer is when I got in with you and some buddies of yours, like that Vlad's guy. Those guys, they just loved going to the raid, and they loved teaching people how to do the raid. So I went through the raid a lot of times, and I would do the challenges and stuff, and that was the best fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun with like all the glass and stuff, don't get me wrong, but that with King's Fall was a lot of fun because I actually had that group that actually cared to like send people, because he would send me and I would get off and he would send Amber through, and like it was...
Yeah, and then those guys they kind of moved on.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a whole lot of fun with Destiny because when it first came out, I bought it on PlayStation. All of my friends had Xbox. Then when I bought an Xbox and I got it for free, well, no, I bought it initially. I bought a vanilla copy and then I sent it to Blue. And then when I got the Taken King collection for free, I didn't really have nobody to play it with, so I ended up soloing most of it both times on both consoles.
Well, now that I'll be up, once I get moved and I get everything set, I can also do a game night of that once in a while too, and we can do it on Xbox.
We can. He can't.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He'll save some pennies and he'll buy an Xbox.
Yeah, they just lowered the price. You can get a new Xbox from GameStop for $174.
Right, yeah. I want to get an S. I mean, there's no really, because that was the only thing with the E3 that I didn't really, because that's what I was looking for. What's going to, like, tell me I need to get an Xbox One X? And nothing really told me that, but everything told me.
Only if you have a 4K TV. If you don't have a 4K TV, you have no reason about this thing.
Right, like, but what they did is put a lot of value on that Xbox One S, which is a great system. It looks great. I mean, I really like the Xbox One S a lot.
I heard they were supposed to be lowering the price to $200.
Yeah,
but I'm looking on GameStop right now. It's still $249. So, but most of the stuff is bundles that are not the S though.
Right, because the one that I got was the terabyte with Gears of War 4.
Okay, I
got Gears of War 4. We got to go through that too.
Yeah, Gears of War 4 is is one of the only games I can play when the internet goes out here. Because the way the game share works is, in order for you to game share with somebody, you have to use their information and set their profile as your home box. So when the internet goes out, I can only play games that Pimp paid for.
Right.
See, but now how can we change that? Can we change that or no?
No, if we change it, and I set if I set my profile as my home box, then that means
Mm-hmm.
you lose everything that I pick. And
And you can play pinball now because I got re-downloaded all my pinballs.
pinball, really?
Pinball,
I'm,
getting pinball.
I'm excited. I'm excited to play Crimson Skies. I don't know. I mean, okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about E3?
Yeah, I had a.
I know. You said. I know, Pimp. You said you didn't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah, how's this? I'll just say what else I was playing, and then I'll cut out and let you guys do E3 because I didn't watch anything on E3 because I just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
Well, right after you're done with what you were playing, I'll I already said what I was playing. I actually go ahead.
Oh, I was only playing one other thing, and that's WWE, and that game is actually quite fun. It's. Yeah, I started a character, and and
that's what I was going to ask because I was interested, but since I don't watch wrestling, I'm like I could start my own character. Does it take you 2 hours to make a character like it used to?
You know what you can do is you can go over to to download a character, and you can just look, and people have all sorts of different characters.
Okay.
That are already downloaded. But yeah, if you sit there and try to make a character, it can take you a long time to put the moves and to put all the stuff into it. Where you can have you can go through and download a character, and you can download like 20 characters a day. And I just downloaded a bunch of characters, and then I started playing with the different characters until I got one I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing on my career, and what is it? I won the NXT championship, and now I'm on the Raw roster, and it actually made it. You know what? And I nepoed it for a while until I got really good and used to the reversals and stuff. And now I play on normal, and it's pretty fun because sometimes I lose, sometimes I win.
Cool. I think I want to try the career. I want to try the career mode.
You know what? Try it, and I mean, it'll take. I won't be back next week, but in a couple of weeks, I could be back, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, what I did with the old ones, I just created like as many characters as I could. Like I literally, if I put in the SmackDown or whatever one, like 2007 or 2008. Like you load up my profile and I maxed out how many characters I create. I took out all of their characters and it's all my characters in the roster.
Dude, okay, you can also do story mode.
Okay.
You can do the My Career, and then you can actually do a story mode. And I filled out every one of my slots with a created also, and I made my own, I just used their logo for ECW, but I made my own weekly show with my own weekly everything, with all my own characters.
That sounds awesome. I love creating. And if you could just download characters, I'll just look and see what's cool. And I'll make ECW with all black characters, yo.
You could make it with all Lucha Libre characters. You could make it with all black characters. You could make it with all women characters. I mean, and the thing is that there's all the belts. So you can customly make your own belts also. Mm-hmm. Or you can look, and some of these people have made some really awesome belts. So I downloaded some custom.
Crazy how much customization would go into a wrestling game.
Bro, you can customize. There's one cat who customized a whole ring and an arena that's Golden State, and you can download Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant.
But why would I do that?
But I'm just saying you could do that if you wanted.
But why would I do that?
But I'm just saying there's someone who did it,
so that he can cheat. Like every time he has a match, he gets help from Draymond and Steph. Sure,
dude. It was just totally awesome what this guy created. That's all I got to say.
I'll just mess with you.
But that shit was awesome. I mean, the ring, and then all that shit was it was totally awesome. Just looking at that.
That does sound cool. I think I might try to get into that. I know I got a 3-day weekend, but I have a 3-day weekend with a miniature me that doesn't stop talking. So, yeah.
Yeah, you just go into community, and then you go into downloads, and then, you can go through and you can look at all the different characters that they got for download.
Now, do they have shit like VC?
You earn VC while you're going through.
Okay.
But okay, I'm looking right now. You can download Batman. You can download Flash. You can download Joker, Harley Quinn, Iron Man. You can download so many things.
Yeah, I would do
Freddy
that shit.
Krueger, Black
I would
Panther.
like I'm looking. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Black Panther, Mike Tyson, shit like that. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, you could do Michael Myers.
Why would I do that?
I'm just saying, but I'm saying
He's basically the Undertaker. Like, let's be honest.
You could do Venom. They've got Venom in there. I saw Venom.
Yeah, I've seen some stuff. There's a guy who created characters based off of black colleges, and every time that there was a game getting ready to happen, he would put the wrestlers in like a watch mode. He's not actually playing it. He puts them in like a watch mode, and he uses that to predict which football team is going to win.
Dang. See, that's awesome. And then, here you go. Someone made a Snorlax, a Pokemon wrestler.
Until you said Pokemon, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Oh, okay. But someone made like a Pokemon wrestler. I mean, it's just you have all the different variety of shit you could pull out if you wanted to.
I think I might do that tonight after I finish watching the show that I'm watching. But I know.
Cool.
I know you say you got to go. Anything else you want to drop before you pounce?
I've been watching a lot of wrestling, and if anybody's interested in wrestling, let me know because I'd love to talk about it. If anybody wants to talk about wrestling,
I know Rashani got super into wrestling. Like he just went to an event out there in Sacramento or whatever. But he got into it because of his son.
Dude, it is just the greatest thing in the world to have like for watching to have like on the side to just have something to do instead of watching all this political shit. This is so much better.
Yeah, we can't talk about this political shit, but I will say this. It's fucking laughable that the people who have defended not doing anything about gun rights are now blaming the people who have been telling them you need to do something about this all this time about the time when someone shoots one of them. That's fucking hilarious. It's like, this is your fault. How is it my fault? I've been telling you need to do something about this shit from the beginning. That's pretty much what's happening right now in the political sphere.
Dude, I've quit downloading political podcasts. I've totally quit.
Yeah, I can't see myself being, because that shit would just make me upset, and I can't see myself getting upset about some shit I ain't got no control over, because at the end of the day I only got one vote.
Yep, and your vote don't really count anyway. So
I couldn't vote. They just had a Virginia election, and I couldn't fucking vote because I live on site at my job. I registered my address, and they said that's not a valid address. How the fuck is it not a valid address? So I couldn't vote for the Virginia stuff that happened this week. Not that I knew who the fuck I would be voting for because I'm completely out of my normal area. So that happened.
But and then we might even get a little. Should we let everybody know that there could be a possible meetup in October?
Yes.
Sure. I don't know about this.
October 22nd. I'm going to. What part of Virginia are we going to, Bunny?
Alexandria.
She says Arlington.
Oh, yeah. Arlington, Alexandria, they're right beside each other.
Okay, so we're going to Arlington, Alexandria for the Marine Corps Marathon. It's in Washington, D.C. That's all I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's right on the other side. Like when I when I went to MagFest, which is in the National Harbor, it was right. It's literally right on the other side of the Virginia border. It's all like there together. DC and Alexandria, Arlington, all of that stuff is right there.
But yeah, it'll be my birthday that Saturday night, I believe, is the 22nd. So I'll be there for a little meet and greet with the Scarfinger.
Yes, I'm going.
I guess if anybody, I'm trying to get the Scoba to go with us.
Okay.
So he'll take the weekend off and go with us.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. And
yeah,
and if Chase is still in North Carolina, I still got to get to North Carolina though. I know Chase. I said I would, and I haven't yet, but I'm going to.
Well, this October thing sounds pretty cool, and it's a little bit far out to where we can do some planning and whatnot. So it could be cool.
Yeah. Well, what is it? I'm going up the East Coast, but I'm only going. Let me just see something here. Let me get my direction. Huh?
You going up 95?
I'm going up 95 because I got to go to Jacksonville on the way.
Yeah, I'm way up 95. I'm literally right off 95 when you get to Richmond.
Yeah, I'm off 95 as well.
Yeah, I'm going up, but then my GPS is telling me that when I get to Savannah, I've got to go back in.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I'd still be too far.
It's cool, but I mean, if you know, whatever happens, that'll be a time that we can all meet and hang out.
There you go.
You know, y'all can drink some beers. And,
I don't drink.
Hopefully, Chase doesn't drink any beers and then goes to pee and doesn't wash his hands. Shout out to the homie Mike J. Mike J sent some feedback. It was like, thank you for telling Chase he should have washed his hands.
That's right.
Yes,
you should wash your hands.
And just to tell everybody, I normally wash my hands. I actually wash my hands very thoroughly, and I don't know why I didn't. I had a rationale when I did.
Because you were drunk?
Yeah, but I remember having some sort of rationale.
No,
I didn't
you said that you didn't want the sound on the podcast, but the sound of you pissing and flushing was on the podcast.
Oh my God! So you pissed and flushed on the podcast,
yes,
and then didn't wash.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
That totally happened.
What podcast was this? So I know not to listen.
This is the last show.
Oh my God! Okay.
It was I didn't watch it on Black. It was that one.
Oh, when is our Orphan Black starting?
Orphan Black started.
Oh, good. So I'll try to catch up on it this week.
Yeah, there's only the first episode of the last season started.
Good.
And I think the second episode is Saturday. I think it airs on Saturdays. I haven't watched it yet, but the homie Mike J said that him and his girl watched it because they started watching it because of us talking about it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I'll watch it. And then by the time I get up there, we'll be able to talk about it because there'll be like 3 episodes in.
Word up.
All right. Well, let me get out of here, guys.
All right. Well, it was great having you back. I know that it was a brief moment for now, and we'll be glad when you get everything set up in St. Louis and you're back on normally.
And I hope I can use my computer when I get into St. Louis and be able to actually podcast off a computer and not a phone.
Yay! That would be awesome. Right. Because both of y'all jerks are using phones.
Right, well, yeah. I mean, it's the best I have right now because I have nothing else.
Well, so you're using your phone and not your iPad anymore?
My iPad got busted.
Oh.
So I'm using my phone on the Wi-Fi right now.
Yeah, my iPad is just old and it sucks because they came out with a mobile version of Prison Architect and it won't run.
How much is that? Is it in
the mobile version of Prison Architect?
Yeah.
I don't think it costs anything.
Oh, I'll have to look it up. See how much. I'll have to look it up.
But it's on the iPad. You just said your iPad was busted.
Well, but you might be able to download it on your iPhone, no?
You cannot use it on the phone. It's tablet only.
Oh crap! Okay.
Yeah. Even if you have one of those big ass phones, you still can't use it.
You can't. You're 6 Plus.
Yeah.
That totally blows.
Yeah, it's tablet only.
That totally blows. Okay.
All right.
Anyways.
All right. Peace, brother.
Thank you, guys. Peace.
Later, dude.
Later.
Okay, so do you want to discuss your games? Do you have anything else that you played?
Yeah, I guess to touch on Diablo 3 a little bit more, because that game is so good for us because the problem with Destiny and the problem with Division or any game that we were trying to play,
it's not split screen.
Right. And the thing is, Diablo 3 is actually not split screen because you share the screen. It just works so well because split screen, you have the split screen, but this, you actually have a full screen, so it's like the best game to do local. And which has actually got us kind of excited about this new Way Out game to where, even though that's split screen, but I think that would be, if it ends up being a really good game, that would be like a really good game for me and Amber to go through.
And you have to play it split screen with somebody.
Yeah, I know. And
you don't have a choice. So
right,
that's cool.
So, yeah, but I picked up Mass Effect Andromeda on the PS4, and I've been playing through that again. So I told Amber that you got
it after all of the patches.
Yeah, so it looks. Well, I've always thought it looked really good. anyway, But I mean, I did understand the facial things were a little weird, but
Did you get it on sale? Because it was just on sale for like $15.
I didn't get it for 15, but I didn't have to pay for it with cash because I went ahead and just traded it on my PS3 games because I'm probably not going to get another PS3. And
yeah, I left my PS3 at my girl's house. But so she could do Netflix and shit like that. But because I left her the Fire Stick, she never uses the damn thing.
Because the only thing that I really liked playing on PS3 was the exclusives and stuff, and those are on the PS4
because they're making them all.
And a lot of the third-party games didn't really do very well on the PS3. Like, I couldn't play Red Dead Redemption at all. Like, I couldn't, boot it up. And
I think I own Red Dead for PS3, but I played it on Xbox. GameFly had a sale, but it was PS3 only, so I bought it, and then I didn't play it very much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so we've been playing. I've been playing that. We've both been kind of going through that a little bit, and I think the main thing with their faces is I think they try to do too. If you look at a real person, they're always moving their face and whatnot. I think they tried to do too much of trying to make it feel like a real face that people looking away and fidgeting and stuff like that, and it just.
No, I can tell you. I can tell you what it is because there's been information that came out about what really happened with Mass Effect Andromeda. One, it was they had a really hard time trying to use the Frostbite engine, and then the tool that they use for the animations, they switched tools late in development, and they tried to port over the animations that they had in the other tool. And they didn't have a lot of time to try to get all of that stuff straight. So there was animation jankiness because the especially the facial animations were all created in another tool, in the same tool that they use for the other games. I mean, what the fact that Andromeda was made by the B team in the first place, that lends a whole lot to why Andromeda turned out the way that it was, because the team that worked on Andromeda was the same team that worked on 3's multiplayer, not the full game.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Amber. I was like, because this new Anthem game is coming out, that is Edmonton. That's the main team. So this team was the B team. It's kind of like these developers like BioWare and the guys who did Nier Automata, the Platinum game. They need to have a subtitle, kind of like how how Activision does with the Call of Duties, to where you can be like, I like the Sledgehammer ones, or I like the Infinity War ones, so you can say, I like BioWare Edmonton. So if freaking BioWare Montreal fucks up, it's not going to ruin the BioWare name, because they're like, that was that team. Right. All it says is BioWare. So the regular consumer is going to see BioWare is BioWare. Just like they're going to see Platinum is Platinum. So the same guys who did Nier are not the same guys who did that crappy Turtles game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's with Mass Effect, there's a long list of things that was happening. I saw a video. And it was very much it broke down why everything was just it broke down why everything was so fucked up, and it's all kinds of stuff, people leaving the studio or going to work on something else, leads of teams leaving to go do other shit, and then the jobs were never filled by anyone else. So they pretty much had to do everything that they was doing with less people.
Right.
It's crazy.
But the thing is, when you see all that stuff and all those troubles and whatnot, they're actually a pretty badass team to actually finish it the way they did, and it still be a fucking actually really good game that was a little jaded around the edges, Right. So I mean, stand out in freaking EOS and just look off and be like, this is the B team. These guys had a lot of troubles, and just say, wow, they made this beautiful freaking landscape with all these troubles and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
What ended up being the game? Like the game took like 5 years of development, right, or something like that. But the game that we ended up getting was what they could work out in 18 months. They scratched everything and started over.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And me personally, I love Mass Effect Andromeda. I had a ball. I'm on a second playthrough, but I stopped because I'm watching a whole bunch of TV shows now.
Right.
I started watching new stuff, and I got fully entranced with Power. So and that just took me away from playing pretty much all video games because I haven't been playing very much at all.
One thing I wanted to ask you about Andromeda, and I just want to know if it was a hindsight or if you know something about Drac that I don't know, that I didn't pay attention to or something. He was telling, this might be a slight spoiler, I guess, but you were asking him questions. This is pretty early on when you're talking to him and whatnot. If you pry him about telling you more about the cat, after a while he will talk about how they don't like to get caught on fire, and then he laughs. Well, generally people don't get caught on fire. Then you can ask him about generally get caught on fire, and then he tells you the story about how he got caught on fire and it scared a bunch of people and whatnot. But he said it was circa 400 years ago. I was like, how did he have a story to tell 400 years ago when they were in space flying for 600 years? It didn't really add up.
Yeah, I think he might have meant. I think he might have meant 400 years of his time. I don't think he counts the travel time. Because because Krogan's lived to like over 1,000 years old.
Right.
That type of thing. I think if I had to guess, that would be my guess.
Right, because I was asking Amber. I was like, when they say ask someone how old they are, do they add the travel time, or do they just say I'm 37?
Right. No, I don't think they do. I think they pretty much say what they were when they left. I don't think they count the travel time because basically they're frozen in time. So
right.
Even though all of that time passed, they're frozen and they're not aware of it.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I do really like it. I actually really like Ryder as a character. I really love Shepard, but I think Ryder, as of like my age, is a little bit more relatable than Shepard, because Shepard is like the man or the woman. I mean, they're Commander Shepard. They have that status already when Ryder is gaining that status. You know what I mean?
I think the difference between them, and I've said this from the beginning, and that's why I was worried a little bit about Ryder, is, you relate to Ryder a little bit more because he or she is like joking around and shit. There wasn't a whole lot of joking around with Shepard because Shepard was military hardened. He had been shaped and hardened by the military, so there wasn't that thing that Ryder is not military. Ryder is before all of this stuff, Ryder was a part of a research team. Like it wasn't like it didn't have the same kind of structure. And it's obvious Dad wasn't bothered with them enough for them to make the structure.
Yeah. I'd step outside. Okay. No, I saw Dad, but because I wanted to step to the car to get my charger because my phone just went ding ding ding. But yeah, I really like. At first, when they said, "Oh, we're getting rid of the Paragon Renegade thing," I was really worried as well. But I'm after playing it, I'm so glad that they did, because when you had the Paragon and Renegade,
you felt locked into going one way.
Yeah, and this way it was like either emotional or logical, or you know what I mean. So I can say I'm a professional when it comes to Korra, you know what I mean, but more casual when it comes to Liam and B. But
you're breaking up a little bit. I think
pretty much if I have the option to be emotional, I will, because it's not like he's being emotional a lot.
I think you're moving too far away from your internet.
But rather than logical, more colder, but it's still good.
You can't
know what I
hear me
mean?
at all.
So you can like go all these different ways. But before you were like, I really want.
Yeah. So I think he moved too far away from his internet, and he didn't realize he was breaking up. So he's probably still talking, and we just completely lost him. Yep, we lost him. But I do understand what he's saying.
What now?
I think you moved too far away from your internet. You didn't hear me telling you that you were breaking up. You just kept talking.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I was talking to the people because all of a sudden we couldn't hear you for a little bit.
Sorry about that. Yeah. I just really liked how you can say what you got to say, and you're not locked into, I don't want to shoot this guy in the face because even though he's a terrible person, I should be able to shoot that guy in the face if I really wanted to and not be penalized for it, even though, that is really what needs to be got done because that's, it's
right.
like
I made different decisions in this game because I wasn't locked into Paragon or Renegade. I played the character how I normally play. How I normally play Mass Effect is I played the first time like how I would if I was answering the questions and stuff myself. Then I would play a straight Renegade profile with a woman, and then I would play another Paragon or with either character, with whatever I decide at the time. I usually don't play with women a lot because it feels weird coming on to dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it feels really weird. And like in Mass Effect, was it 2? Mass Effect 2, like almost every conversation that you have with Jacob, she's all like flirty and shit, no matter what you choose. And I'm like, I didn't mean to talk to you like this, dog. Like, my bad, Space Kanye. Like, it's not like that.
Yeah. Amber actually had the same problem because she was like, she always went with Garrus, and she every time her character would go up there, she was like, "Why is he?" It's like almost like Jacob is the the Canham ship, you know what I mean? Like
right.
they're trying to push you towards Jacob.
Yeah, the weird stuff about like video games and canon, and then they make these movies and TV shows and books and stuff. I learned something by listening to some of the Knights of the Old Republic books, and I didn't realize this, but the character in the first book is a man. Uh-huh. The character in the second book is a woman because they meet during those books.
Huh.
Yeah. So according to the actual canon, the first character is the first Knights of the Old Republic game. That character is a man, but the second one is a woman.
Huh.
Yeah. I had no idea.
But I do definitely believe that, people can say I'm wrong or whatever, but I don't think games that give you a decision that you can make your own decisions has a canon. Like, I don't think Mass Effect has it shouldn't, because that if they say this is the way it's supposed to be, then that makes people, if they choose a different decision, they're basically being told that those decisions are wrong or those romances are wrong.
Right, and that's why all of the Mass Effect books are dealing with characters around the games. They don't deal with the games directly.
Right.
One good way of doing it, the Halo games, you don't really make any real decisions. Yeah. So that the not the Fall of Reach, the Flood book is still from the perspective of Master Chief, but like you're literally the book of the Flood, you're going through the game, but you're also getting the different perspective of like a dude in the Covenant who, like, it's really crazy because like you play Halo, you played the first Halo, right?
Yeah, I've played all of them.
So according to the book, right before Master Chief gets on the ship, the drop ship at the drop ship at the very end of the first mission, he knocks an elite the fuck out. According to the book,
Yeah.
He disgraces an elite and then that elite is the same one that keeps trying to sneak up on you. Like when you're on the silent cartographer and you go all the way down, you're coming out. And right when you're getting ready to see the doorway, you have all of those invisible dudes. You have like 3 invisible elites that you got to do before you can get on the ship and leave. They write that into the book as it's that dude trying to set the Master Chief up.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and then it also takes the place of one of the grunts. One of the grunts, what he does is that elite gets knocked the fuck out. So what he does is instead of going to fight, he decides what he's going to do is rescue that elite, and that way they get to leave the battlefield because they rescued somebody. They just got there. That elite got fucked up. It's like, grab him. We can take him and leave. But then that elite is like, you're with me. And then now he's dragging him along on all of this shit trying to catch the Master Chief. So I think I like that, but of course, like you said, that's not one that is revolved around. It's not revolved around a whole bunch of decision making though.
Right. But yeah, if we went on too long, we don't have to go through the E3. I guess I could just... I
don't have much on E3, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I don't really want to go through it. I just want to, point out some of the games that I thought really stood out.
Okay, because I've done 2 episodes. I've done a Microsoft show, and I've done a Sony show with the homies over at Game Enthuse. So if you really want to know my real thoughts about all of this stuff and how shitty Sony's press conference was, oh my God, it was shitty. Yo, the reaction from Twitter, I'm like, how the fuck did we watch the same thing? Like, literally, we all watched the same conference. You're hype. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, I think the main thing with Sony's is because even though I really liked the trailers that they shown, they didn't show anything new. But they did show things that I was already interested in. But
God of War and Spider-Man are 2018.
Right. I mean, the Spider-Man thing looks really awesome, but it's not going to be this year. Like nothing was for this year. So, but the at least I don't remember if anything was for this year. But yeah, the things that really stood out for me. I mean, I am a Far Cry fan, so the this idea of Far Cry 5 being in Montana and everything, and I know that people were getting upset with the whole premise and whatnot, but that they really shouldn't, because actually it's almost like a celebration of country life. Like it's not like your protagonists are like some rich kids in Montana and they're like fighting against all the country folk. It's like the country folk revolting against someone taking their shit, taking over their land, you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be really awesome, and it's going to like the whole. They can do a lot of really cool things with vehicles, with in a country folk setting,
Yes.
But I think it's going to be really fun. And let's see, we already kind of spoke on Anthem a little bit. I think Wolfenstein 2, the trailer looked really cool, but that was the only thing that was remotely interesting out of Bethesda.
I didn't waste my time with Bethesda. I watched Microsoft. I watched Sony. I tried to watch EA at work, and people kept bothering me, so I missed part of the split screen game. I came in on the end, and then I missed all of Star Wars. Not that I was interested in the first place, but I missed all of that.
Right. But yeah, I'd say go back and watch just the Wolfenstein trailer. It's a highly entertaining trailer. But the Shadow of War stuff was really cool. Like
the Shadow of War stuff was like, okay, this looks like the last game, until on the Microsoft side where he converts that dude and all of a sudden it becomes hilarious.
Yes, that was so great. And actually one of the main games that I'm kind of excited for, even though I am kind of into these kind of games, but The Last Night looks really cool, and I don't know if it's a Xbox exclusive or what, but I know
which one is that?
It's like like the characters are pixelated, but the world isn't, and it's like very 80s, like cyberpunk.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that, but it's called.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It looked like a side scroller.
Yeah, and I thought that looked really interesting and really cool how they melded the two art styles. And then I am interested in the Life is Strange prequel because I like the first one. So,
Cool.
and we've always talked about a way out.
They gave it away for PlayStation Plus. So if you haven't played it, you got it now.
Right? Yeah.
So that's cool. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Anything? I thought Microsoft had a pretty good showing. I know that the price of the Xbox, which is the acronym, is going to be a barrier to some.
Yeah.
It won't be a barrier for me, but it'll be a barrier to some, and I completely understand that. I'm not buying one at launch, no matter how you look at it. So I guess I'm okay. So
I say it the way I don't need one. Like, I mean, the S is perfectly fine for me, and the S, if I had a 4K TV, the S will play the 4K Blu-rays if I wanted that, and so I could save a whole lot of money and just get the S again, the same one I got, before. But yeah, and the Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailer was really entertaining.
I never played the first one, so it didn't.
Yeah, I never played it either, but just it doesn't make me want to go back and play the original, but it does want me to play. It kind of want me to play the second one because that looks really cool.
They gave us the original for free on Xbox Live a while ago. I know I have it. I just never even thought anything else about it.
Right, but yeah, I haven't really been watching anything, and I had 2 listens, but I don't think they're really worth mentioning. But
okay, I have been watching stuff. Okay, I finished Power. My Kodi has been acting up, so I had to actually pay Amazon for stars so that I could finish Power. So I paid Amazon. It's like $8.99 or whatever. I got like a 7-day trial, but then I just paid them like yesterday or today. So I have stars. So with that, I finally watched the episode of American Gods because with stars I can watch American Gods on that app instead of having to go through Kodi. And then but Power is so good, and how it ended was like, and the new season starts on like the 26th or some shit like that of this month, so I'll probably keep it for a little bit. American Gods is still good. I think it's weird that the season is about to end and like the last episode did not have the 2 main characters in it at all. Like not at all. They were not in the show at all. So I find that to be weird, but I think there's only 1 or 2 episodes left of this season because it's a short season. Speaking of short seasons, I watched the first season of Into the Badlands.
Yeah, you're telling me about that.
It's interesting. It's basically it's a world where guns are outlawed. It's set in the future, but they don't really talk about what happened. But basically, you're in a world where there's no guns. Martial arts is the order of the day. And it's basically a feudal system in this country, but it takes place in some sort of a future after a calamity. So it's kind of old, but you have remnants of what might have come before. So I don't know when this takes place or what calamity have befalling them. To where they ended up in basically like a plantation type system there, in a feudal system, but it's set in this country. But it's weird because like the main character, he works for one of there's like 7 leaders of 7 different of different territories, but so far in the first season you only meet 3 of them. But behind the guy that he works for's desk is like a model of the Capitol building. So like at the very least it had to be like there had to be the Capitol building had to be built, right? Even though this seems old. I mean, it seems really old, but it's just kind of weird. I love the fights. The fights are awesome. And I enjoy it, but I'm not in on it. I'm not like, holy crap, I gotta watch the next episode type thing. In fact, and it kind of works out better for me that only the first season is on Netflix. And then I started watching, because I have Stars now. I watched the Amazon pilot for a show called Oasis, where this guy is a priest and he gets sent on a space mission to the first colony on a different planet. And, you're wondering, like, the guy, like, one of the guys on the planet, like, the guy in charge of the planet requested for him to come, and he's there, and he's just like, why am I here? And it's obvious, like, there's some fucked up shit happening. And it's only a pilot, so you don't really get any real answers. But if they actually make that into a full season, that might actually be cool, to find out what the hell is really going on this planet. And then I started a new show called Survivor's Remorse, where it is a show, like how Power, 50 Cent is attached to Power. Well, LeBron James is attached to Survivor's Remorse. And it's about a guy who was a basketball player. He just got into his first real big contract. Like he was undrafted, and I guess he played for Memphis for a little while, proved himself in Memphis, and now Atlanta is offering him a big contract. It's more of a sitcom than any of the other things that I watch. It's a half an hour show, and it's about him and his family dealing with the fact that they now have like millions of dollars and stuff now, and it's really and some of the stuff is like really funny. But it does tackle some serious shit. Like they, as now being the money guy for this basketball team, like this guy has to do, he has to do like events and stuff like that. So he takes his family to a benefit. It's like a ball. So they're on the red carpet. And they all go over, and one of these ladies is talking to his mother, because they're from Boston, Dorchester or whatever. So they're from Boston, and they, this lady, she's straight out of Boston or straight out of Dorchester. And this lady is asking her about raising her son. And she is talking to her the same way, somebody from Dorchester. She was talking about like whooping his ass, like giving him beatings and stuff like that, and all of this other stuff. But it creates a big deal because the benefit was for an abused child. So it creates a shitstorm, and there is like, how the fuck do we get out of this? That's like one of the episodes, like that type of thing. I think I finished the first season. There's 3 seasons on Amazon, with the Stars package, and so far it's actually pretty decent. I'm enjoying what I'm watching so far.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I'll probably move into something else. As long as my Kodi is not working well, then I'll probably end up just watching something else that's on Netflix or Amazon, or the Stars through Amazon. So
yeah,
yep. So that's what I've been watching. I haven't listened to anything really new. I haven't listened to anything really new because I've been trying to catch up on a lot of podcasts. So
right, yeah, I listened to some old stuff, but I wanted to keep it kind of short since we talked a little bit over time. And I'm sure that you and Pimp talked a little bit before I even got on. So, but we good. I think we can wrap this up. This is Sarcasm Live. Holla at us. I took the talking off of the beginning because it kept causing problems with Audacity. So go hit us up on the website, geeksgunraw.com. You can hit him up on Twitter, Awaken Heathen. I'm on Twitter. I'm Scarfinger. And there's a phone number. I probably should tell you the phone number in case you want to call and leave a voicemail. Okay.
I should probably
let me know.
The phone number is 757-774-8447.
Nice.
And all of the rest of the contact information, including the email, if you want to send us an email, scarcasmlive@gmail. The Discord information is all in the show notes. So I think that's it. For the homie Chase again, I'm Scarfinger. This is Scarcasm Live, and we're out of here. Pieces.
Later.
Peace out to the boys.
I like that shit. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.